Villainous beats, villainous beats, villainous beats. Villainous beats, villainous beats.
In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. Imagine that, a future that's super black. Long as your skin brown, your superpowers intact. What would your powers be? Just hope it ain't super whack. Spatial manipulation, create a portal that's black. Maybe just super speed, time travel to run it back. Or cheat manipulation to keep my spirit intact. As I encounter evils the world face, demons the world makes, I'm needed the world at stake. Rest in peace to Chadwick, they killed all the Black Panthers. Told us white lies, I still marvel at black answers. Suits in DC, pray it lead to a civil war. It ain't no Justice League, what's the need to be civil for? Propelled like the juggernaut, it's clear ain't no stopping this. The world in grave danger, who can stop the apocalypse? They killed all the heroes, the new ones don't really care. But if you need me, put your fist up in the air. Yeah, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is Super Black.
Yo, everybody, what's happening? It's your favorite man. Let's fix that lighting. I hate that. It's too bright. While I'm doing that, thank you everybody for tuning in. It's your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Let's fix it again. I like it better that way. But if you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in. It's your man on the wall, Chris Fury for Blerd's Eye View. If you are watching this right now, show support on the YouTube page for Fury's Reacts and Reviews and to watch older episodes and past episodes of Blerd's Eye View. Also, you can see some shorts that I put up from TikTok and stuff like that. Also, show support on the Opulence Radio app where you can hear past episodes and current episodes of Blerd's Eye View every Tuesday and Thursday all day long. So all this hilarity, all the news and entertainment news that I'm bringing to you and me and the team are bringing to you and the great interviews that we've had, you can listen to them there. Also, check us out on iHeartRadio, the Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Show your love, and website under construction, so no worries about that. Anyway, show love on the Facebook page and everywhere else. The IG page, obviously, follow it here. It's Blerd's Eye View, and it'll take you to the link tree, and it'll take you to all those social sites, including Hive, which is still glitchy right now, but Black Twitter is still alive. But until then, let me get my man Will, the cinematic assassin, in the building. What's going on, Will?
Hey, what's going on, Fury? How you feel?
All right. Oh my God, what was your weekend like, man?
This is a bad question to ask me ever because I have the memory of Dory from Finding Nemo. So,
oh my God,
I assume good because I'm still here. So.
Yeah, I was like, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. If you wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a weekend where I was supposed to edit and show up some clips, and I was exhausted. And I don't remember doing anything. I really don't. I would come in the office inside the cave, and I would chill out, and I would start it off, and the next thing you know, nothing. It happens. When you're a content creator, it happens. For people that's out there that feel pressed about putting out content on a constant basis and you feel pressured, take a step back. Take a relax for a little bit. Chill. It's okay.
Don't burn out.
Or please don't. You don't want to do that. The last thing you want to do is burn out, and then you do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shout out to Geek by Heart. She's also joining the team as one of the writers for the website. Shout out to Will Buchanan. He shows up in the comments quite often. He shows up for the writing of the website for all his wrestling news. And we have more coming. So if you would like to join up with the team, drop me a line. Come to Blerd's Eye View on IG. Drop me a DM, and we'll talk. Until then, we got quite a bit of news, and it's not as quiet as I thought it was going to be. So let's get started. Okay. That's weird. I swear it's all these glitches, just glitches. The beauty of live. My goodness. Unfortunately, I have to start it off with a little bit bad news. If you are a fan or came up on Sesame Street, you already understand that it is probably one of the longest running shows that's no longer on PBS. I believe it's on HBO now. But we lost Bob McGrath. He passed away at 90 years old. He was always one of the originals, one of the mainstays of that series. And it was just kind of sad to. I mean, he lived a good life. He was 90 years old, So I mean, if you were,
you make it to 90.
Yeah. It's a plus. That's a plus. Right. That's a plus. Also, lots of prayers and wishes for Hall of Famer Barry Windham. He's the WWE Hall of Famer. He's also the uncle to Bryant. Massive heart attack.
Damn.
Yeah, massive heart attack. So he's currently, we're still waiting to hear word about that and see how that turns out, because it's just wrestling, as much as I love it, it is a undeniably unforgiving sport.
Yeah.
You know, it's in
Absolutely.
so many ways, and is in almost thankless into some degree. You know, I know I've been seeing videos lately of Stone Cold Steve Austin working out, and there's been rumors of him popping back up. I, I
No,
don't know in what form.
absolutely not.
I'm like, Stone Cold's my dude, but I'm like, don't do it, Austin.
Don't,
Don't do it.
don't be the
Don't
new
do it,
Ric
Austin.
Flair.
I can just hear
I
that.
have no
Don't
damn
do
clue
it,
how old
Austin.
Ric Flair is, but the
Oh
last
my
time I
god.
saw him, he was too damn old
Yeah,
already.
Rick, they need to stay out the ring. It's a couple of them need to stay at the ring. You know, it's good to see you guys, but
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
to the point. Like I came up with the Attitude Era.
mhm.
If I remember you as a wrestler, you should not be wrestling anymore. I did not keep up with it. So it's like, if I can see your face and know your name, no.
Yeah,
Ringside,
you
ringside at
shouldn't do
best.
it. Shout out to Kiki Palmer for one.
Yo,
Congratulations. She was the host for the first time for Saturday Night Live this past weekend, where she reveals that her is with child. And it was funny. She really showed up and showed out. What's even better, well, I don't even know if it's even better, but what's the plus to that episode is they did a Keenan and Kelly skit, and Kel Mitchell shows up. So we get the reunion of Keenan and Kel, and it was just a goofy skit. And it's just fun seeing the Nickelodeon kids kind of teaming up
yeah,
and having fun with their heydays.
that skit was pitch perfect, top to bottom. I don't really watch SNL. I catch the clips here and
Mhm.
there, but that one I seen it so many times.
Yeah. I missed you. Oh, I missed you too. Orange soda.
And the baby was Keenan's. Then it turned
Yeah,
out to be
yeah.
Carol.
It turned into like a John Singleton number. And it was just like, what is going on? But yeah, that was crazy. It was fun. But yeah, crazy at the same time. You know, and I don't watch all SNL episodes. Just ones where I know when the host, I'm like, that's a host I want to see. Like when Dave Chappelle hosted for the second time, I'm like, yep, DVR.
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer, yep, DVR. This weekend, Steve Martin and Martin Short. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Oh yeah.
I'll check
Definitely.
that out. So, you know, HBO Max, they seem to have made some kind of deal. And right now they're going to be going through a name change. We already know about Warner Brothers. We already know about Warner Brothers making a deal with Amazon Prime to have some animated features shown over on Amazon Prime. We still don't know the back end on how that's going to treat for HBO Max. But now I don't know if they're just going Max or what.
I saw a post about that potentially the new name is just going to be Max. And the first thing I thought was, this past summer, I was in a position, I was about to take a position with that company, the new merger company,
Mhm.
and then it just sort of fell through at the last second. I'm like, maybe I dodged a bullet. Like maybe it's a little unstable over there right now.
Yeah, they had some layoffs earlier this year, and like when Discovery bought them out, and layoffs happened after that. Then they canceled Batgirl, and
So it's a lot.
it is. It's a lot, you know. And speaking of Mitch, Black Adam stands to lose $50 to $100 million for this. Like, I'm like, damn. I can't blame this on The Rock. I know he's one of those types that he'll take that blame.
Yeah, he seems like the type. Yeah.
You know, but it's like, my guy, it's really not your fault. Like, I've watched this film. I enjoyed this film. I'm not saying that because I'm a fan of superhero films. I'm saying that because it's like it's just what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's just it turned out just how it was supposed to be. So there was nothing wrong with this film. And then you get the reveal at the end, and it was like he was really pushing this thing for the past 10 years. He's been pushing this thing.
I think it was like 15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. So he's like he's putting this thing on his back, and it's like, WB has stumbled so many times when it comes to the DC properties that, by the time it gets to this point where you're just like, okay, you have a major franchise killing star. Like he bumps up any franchise he's in, whatever movie he's in, people go see it. And even that didn't help. Even the fact that he teased that Superman's in it didn't help. And I don't know if it's a case of fans have just had enough and they've lost faith, because it's like, is it one of those things that's too little too late? That's what it is. That's what it becomes.
I don't know, man. Like I think there's a level of word of mouth got out about how good it actually was, and I think it's leaving a lot of people split. I think I don't know. I saw someone said this he was originally cast like 15 years ago, and it looks like they didn't update the script since day one. I was like, I can feel that, like, some of the jokiness of it sort of like, that's weird. This is a weird decision, but it's like,
let's keep that one.
And it's like, okay, that was a movie. That was cool. I don't necessarily want to rush out and tell people you gotta go see this. Like that wasn't the experience. So I think maybe it's suffering a bit from that. But 100 M's is going to be hard to
That's a hard recovery, man. That's a hard recovery. It really is. And in the same breath, like Wakanda Forever, may or may not hit $1 billion. It's like at 837 million worldwide, globally. But that's still $800 million for the time that it's been out is really good.
It's like, oh my God.
And there's several factors at play. Even with the Black Adam film, there's several factors at play.
Yeah,
several factors at play.
I saw an article talking about essentially trying to say that because this movie's not going to hit $1 billion, or it's not projecting to hit $1 billion any longer, that it proves the first movie was just like it over exceeded, it over excelled, and it didn't actually deserve to hit $1 billion. I was like, first off, dog whistle racism, I think. But
yes,
secondly,
that right there.
I thought of was, I think, like Michael Jackson's like Invincible album. I think it like only went like 2-3 times platinum. They're like, oh, this is such a failure. I was like, yo, what is our metric right now? This is
like, what is the change? Did the numbers change or somewhere? Because when you hear stuff like that, you just like, okay. And shout out to Black Gay Comic Geek, because he even made a point about this.
Yeah,
we're on the back end of COVID. People really aren't comfortable right now flooding the theaters. Because, and this is in the case of Wakanda Forever, you have literally a 2-second scene between two characters where they kiss of the same sex. They're of the same sex, and it's just two characters, and it's literally a blink and you miss it. And because of that, it won't even open overseas in China and Russia, I believe it is.
Right.
So that's, you figure, oh, we're missing out on what? $2 million. We'll make that up. We'll make that up in product, in sales.
Yeah.
And it's still in the theater. So yeah,
I mean, to that extent, I didn't realize like how long it's been since I've been in a movie theater. And because I have a drive-in not so far from me. So it's like
the freaking joy.
My own car, turn the volume up as loud as I want. But this is like, the week it came out, and then that following week, they still weren't showing it. I was like, oh, I gotta go to a theater then, huh? Like
Yeah.
y'all really playing out here, okay? And I was like, oh, what's this?
And see,
I got
that's the thing. Is
air
it
with other
can you?
people and breathing the same air. This is
I'm trying to
weird.
think like up here, up in like in Ohio, they have like maybe 2 or 3 drive-ins, and it will probably show there before they actually shut down for the season,
Yeah,
because I think they still have time. And you still have like the little $5 theaters and everybody. They will make their money. Will it hit $1 billion? Probably not. But 800 million for its run is damn good. I
listen,
don't know what numbers they were looking at. Oh, it's a failure. Look, we gotta write it. We gotta do a tax write-off for what?
listen. We everybody can't operate with James Cameron numbers. Like,
Right. James
if that-
Cameron. Did that Avatar 2 comes out this week, doesn't it?
yeah, the 16th, I think, something like that.
Or okay, so it's next week. Okay. You know, I'm
said
not
it has to be
knocking Avatar. By far, I'm not knocking it. Is it a beautiful looking film? Yes. I will give it that. I never went to the theaters to see the first one. I actually seen it on cable. But it is. It's a good looking film. But it's a storyline that I've seen before. And I didn't have that much invested in it.
Yeah, I was about to say I feel comfortable knocking Avatar a little bit. Just like they made Dances with Wolves with aliens, and
That's what that is.
you,
Dances with Wolves and Aliens.
it's a
So
beautiful film, and I appreciate James Cameron saying, I will not make this movie until the technology exists for this movie to be made properly. I, as a perfectionist and an artist, I fully understand that idea. I stand by his decision to do that. However, as a business person, you talking about we got to make damn near $2 billion to like get our money back. I don't know. Just
you know that I'm gonna have to get that meme, but that meme where Peter Griffin skins his knee and he's just like, like that's a tall, like my guy, that's a tall order. That's a tall order. Even if Wakanda Forever did open overseas and it made $1 billion, the way things are, like just for moviegoers right now, like ticket prices are out of control. Concession food prices are out of control. We're in a recession right now. Like there are so many factors at play. And I'm looking at you folks for the holidays that like Black Friday, you just had to run out and shop. I'm like, I thought we was in a recession. I thought we was in a recession. Here y'all are. Black Friday at Walmart, knocking somebody's 2-year-old child over for a toaster. Like, and for the record, who wants a toaster for Christmas? I don't. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's something you give into like your Mima or something like that.
I'm sorry. Sitting back up and grown man, you're like, you know what I want for Christmas? What's that, Dad? I want a toaster. I got this toaster for $5. Oh, that's the best gift ever. No, I ain't looking for toast like that.
Listen, I joked about it, but I'm probably gonna be that old man. I'm definitely gonna be though. I think about it more. Like I'm definitely gonna be like, come here, grandson. Look, this got 8 slices of toast at the same time.
now I will say, if you went ahead and got me that, it's a toaster that you can make your grilled cheese in. Now we gotta talk. Now we talking. Now we on to something. That's a different deal. I'm like, yo, I ain't gotta mess with no skillets. I ain't gotta mess with no butter. Just put it in there. It's in a little thing and pop, grilled cheese. I'm fine with that. I can rock with that. I'm okay with that type of thing. But it was like, hey, I was thinking about you, so I decided to give you this toaster. The hell, do you know me?
This is what you think of me,
right?
Dry ass bread
and dry bread. I'm like, I'm not sitting at breakfast and I got home fries and scrambled eggs and bacon. And I'm sitting there like, yo, where's the toast? That's the last thing I'm thinking about. I'm like, look, eggs, bacon, potatoes. I'm go. You want toast with that? Nah, I'm all right. I've done that at a restaurant too, where the waitress forgot to bring out my toast, and I was almost done with my meal. I didn't care about the toast. Oh, I forgot your toast. And I'm good. I'm good.
I'm petty.
You sure? I'm like, it's toast. I'm good.
I'm petty as hell. I was like, oh, can you take like 3 cents off the check, or like you put that in a doggy bag? I'm ready to go.
Like, why won't you eat? I ain't got my toast. Oh my god, it's just weird to me that folks would do that and lose their mind over toast. So we are also getting Gil Keenan directing the next Ghostbusters film, which is due out next December. Gil Keenan was actually one of the co-writers with Reitman. And so now instead of Reitman directing this next one, Keenan's going to be writing it or directing it. I'm sorry. And the original cast is returning, so Paul Rudd will be back. And I liked Afterlife. It hit some notes.
But we weren't done. Like that wasn't a nice natural end to this.
You know the way these things is. It was just like, you know what? There's still some lifeblood in it, baby.
Yeah, see, that's
I mean, we may not get like Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd coming back. Well, Dan Aykroyd can come back because he actually owns the rights for it. So, he's just like, yo, I mean, we can tell the story however we want. We can carry it on with certain people, and that's fine. Ernie Hudson is, it ends with Ernie Hudson bringing it back to the firehouse. Like, this man became a whole business owner and said, I kept the lights on and nobody knew. Once and again, the brother was the unsung hero. I'm looking forward to it because it's a nostalgic type of thing. Ghostbusters 2 wasn't nearly as bad, but then again, it's not every day that you get to drive the Statue of Liberty with a Nintendo controller. So
wait, that's the one that had
the pink slime and Bobby Brown was in it as the
that Bobby Brown song. That's the one.
Yeah. We need to pad our feet. You need to pad the feet of a steel okay. I don't know how that works, but
backs out the back and neck split.
Shout out to Bobby Brown. I was like, it was his first acting role. That was his first acting role. I remember that too. They were like, yo, Bobby acted his ass off. I'm like, he literally was fangirling over the Ghostbusters and he opened the car door and that was it. He was like, oh, he's like, can my little brother get a proton pack? That's what he said. It was like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like was it? It was like, boy, was our expectations low. I don't.
Listen, and Bobby was probably, very high. So the fact that he was there on time, did his thing, didn't make a scene, like, good on him because brother had some issues.
Yeah, okay. It's not completely bad. It was just, it's a moment. So there it is. Oh my god. So yeah, there were some moments, but that was some of the news. We're gonna take a quick little break because we're gonna talk about some of the worst Christmas movies that are out and some that you may not know about. Because this is, you know how we do here at Blerd's Eye View. We tend to act a little crazy. So we'll be right back.
Do you like your pancakes patted, your biscuits buttered, your cakes fluffy? Then you should get Mother Butters. I put that on everything. Pasta, veggies, rice, and everything nice. Mother Butters will get you right. Oh yeah, GMO free, and for those who are vegan, Mother Butters has a non-dairy option. That's right, there's enough Mother Butters for everyone to enjoy. Get Mother Butters from your local grocery store. Hey man, what you doing in my kitchen?
Mother Butters. Brought to you by Energy Balls. Chocolate salty balls. A derivative of Pop Starts. I swear, one of these three commercials have got to get remade. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. We have some of the worst Christmas movies ever made, and there's quite a few of them. You know, obviously Santa Claus versus the Martians comes to mind, and that was an older one. That was before me and Will, but that's still considered a AKA cult classic. It's hard to watch. I've tried it. It's if there's a B movie, then it's like lower than that. They want to put it in the B movie class, but we could start. We'll start off. Everybody loves Home Alone. Everybody loves Home Alone 2. These are very much classic films. They're very fun. Everybody loves seeing a young Kevin McAllister cut it up in New York and at home and tear up the entire house. But what about Home Alone 3?
Just how unrecognizable is anyone on this poster?
Exactly. So when an inept group of criminals tries to get a stolen top secret computer chip through airport security, it ends up in the hands. Yeah, there's like really no more you really need to know. It's bad. You know, it's one of those movies that you'll more likely see. I don't even know anymore. I don't even think TNT will show it.
Yeah,
you'll find it on streaming. You'll find it on streaming.
I've maybe seen this once and then like never again.
Yeah, it seemed like they were trying to. I did. I seen it once, and like the people I've seen in other movies, and the kid that's playing in this movie, I don't even know what he does now, but at that time, which was at what 97, you know, this kid was like pretty much in everything. So at that time, you know, the 90s was something. They just kind of tossed it around, you know, but yeah, you know, another one, and I don't have a picture for it, but it stars Everybody Hates Chris star Tyler James Williams, also in Abbott Elementary. Unaccompanied Minors, where a group of kids get basically stranded in an airport and chaos ensues due to some bad guys showing up.
Okay. Yeah.
It was one of them things where it was right where at Tyler James Williams, I don't want to say height because that's unfair to him because he was young. He was at the height of the Everybody Hates Chris fame. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
That's easier to say. It was 2006. It was 2006. So it's easier to say it that way. Whew, that was bad. Yeah, I can't really confirm nor deny because it's one of the things I've tried to watch and I'm like, yeah, not working for me. It's not working for me.
It feels like something vaguely familiar, like I maybe seen it.
It's one of them things. It's one of them things. Another one that was in 2008 is Four Christmases, starring Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, where they have to go visit all four of their families. So his mother's side of the family, his father's side of the family, her mother's side of the family, and her father's side of the family because they're divorced. And it's just because they don't have kids of their own. They're one of those yuppie type couples that don't want to have kids and visiting these families and views that. But you know how these Christmas movies do. Oh, but then they find that they truly love each other and that they eventually want to have a family and that, you know.
Yeah, the power of love and the magic of Christmas and all that good stuff.
Yeah, plans for an exotic vacation falls apart when an unmarried couple, because they're not married, and they have to go visit and must spend their holidays with their. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you know how hard it is to visit four families in a weekend? There's that's not there's no relaxing.
No, that sounds just like all stress.
It's that's
I
stressful.
felt something guttural here when that realization sunk in. So that sounds horrible.
I'm gonna go visit my mom and then be down there for a couple hours, and then go visit my dad and be down there for a couple hours, and then I gotta drive home.
Yeah. There's not enough magic at Christmas for that to fly. I don't tap out.
It's hard. That is so I can't fathom. Also, I'll Be Home for Christmas, 1998. This one starred Jessica Biel and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And now, if you remember if you've watched Home Improvement, that's where I had his fame was at. This was the Jonathan Taylor Thomas phase, the JTT phase.
Right.
As Candy B would say, this the JTT phase. And like the 90s was something, hair, mop head, and just crazy.
Yeah,
but trying to get home to New York to see his girlfriend and family for Christmas, it was just, they were feeding into that teen heartthrob era of films. It's just Vince Vaughn is on this list again for Fred Claus.
Yeah,
I've seen Fred Claus. Now, typically I like Vince Vaughn in certain stuff. Old School is one of them. Wedding Crashers, because it fits that dynamic, and it's like you almost get the same kind of Vince Vaughn every movie. Like he can talk trash. He's good for talking trash.
Yeah,
he can sell you a car and you not need one. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that whole sort of set, Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson. I feel like there's a specific mold in which they sort of stay specifically for their comedy, and at a certain point, if it don't quite land, you in for a long movie. Like, just like the first couple kind of miss you. You're like, got strapped in. It's gonna be one of these, huh?
Oh my god, yeah, it is one of these, and it's one of them things where you can watch it and not feel bad, because it's like Paul Giamatti plays Santa Claus. That's his brother. He plays his brother. That's what's crazy. So imagine the dynamic with like Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti Santa Claus. And like just looking at Paul Giamatti, fantastic actor, don't get me wrong. But just see him as Santa Claus, he seems like he's stressed all the time. He's like, it's Paul Giamatti. So I don't know. I'm surprised at this one because I kind of like it, because this was from my era, but this was Santa Claus, and this was in 1985, and this had Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. And as you know, with most of these Christmas movies, it's always somebody who's trying to capitalize off of Christmas. And Dudley Moore is one of Santa's elves, and he feels like his inventions can help Christmas better, be more efficient. But he's one of those inventors that his stuff keeps conking out.
Gotcha.
So he decides to take his talents elsewhere and go to New York, and decides to make this candy, this lollipop that has, how do you say, elf magic in it, because it lets kids fly for a short amount of time, so they float around like the reindeer and stuff like that. And John Lithgow is the evil businessman who's like, oh, we can make a ton of money. I'm going to finagle this deal out of him and make a crap ton of money. It's so many bad things in it.
It allows you to fly temporarily. Do the effects sort of gently wear off and you float back down, or do they kind of like
Oh
snap?
no, they it wears off. It
Oh.
wears off. It's not like it's not like the it's similar to like the original Willy Wonka when they got trapped in the bubble room.
Yeah.
And like they was like, we got to burp to get out.
So in my mind, all I saw was a bunch of 80s kids thinking they're invincible, jumping off of roofs. Like, look, I can fly. I can prove it. Whew.
Oh, there was some moments. There was some moments. Yeah, there was definitely some moments. To tell you how many times I've even seen this, and it's probably once. I'm surprised that it's rated, and this is rated through Rotten Tomatoes at a 70.
Okay.
Or no, it's at a 20%. Critic scores at 20%. The critics rated at 70.
Okay. Yes.
It's Tyler Perry's A Medea Christmas.
No. Didn't even try. So what happens in this one?
Honestly, I can't remember. I've seen it once. I can't remember. Like somebody put a scene up on TikTok the other day, and I'm like, I don't think I've seen that movie. I'm like, and then that's how memorable it is for me. Like I know I've seen it, I just don't remember it.
So who rated it a 20? The critics or the audience?
No, the critics rated it 20.
Okay.
Yeah, the critics rated it 20. And it was like that. I'm like, ooh. So here's one. Now, critics rated it at 17 and audience rated it at 39.
Ooh, okay.
The Santa Claus 3.
Listen. Yeah, I don't remember, but I feel like I've definitely seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Not the slightest clue what happens.
So, Christmas shares turn to holiday chaos when Scott Calvin, or AKA Santa Claus, invites his in-laws to dinner. However, Jack Frost is played by Martin Short, decides he wants to make Christmas in his own way.
Yo, is this he made a robot Santa?
Yeah.
Oh, robot Santa was wild creepy.
Yeah, now get this. This is the crazy part. You ever, and I know you've been to theaters. You ever sit in a theater and the reaction doesn't go over well with the audience, and it's like weirdly quiet in the movie theater, like where stuff should hit, it don't hit. That was one of think of it like Son of the Mask. It was one of them moments that should have been funny, wasn't funny. There was certain stuff that just didn't fly over well. Just it shows it you're just like, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have made this one. It's all bad. It's so bad. This is a shocker because it has a certain level to it. Like, we know Arnold can do some cheesy, and I mean Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we can respect him for cheesy. We can respect Arnold Schwarzenegger for the cheese because you gave us so many action films. You allowed to have some cheese.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way. It was rated 19 amongst critics and 39 amongst fans. It's actually fun.
I feel like I disagree. Like
I do too. I'm like, yo. And Sinbad was in this one. Shout out to Sinbad and his family. Hope you get well. He's dealing with the aftermath of stroke, so he's getting his strength back up. Yeah. But this is one of those films where you're just like, oh, and Phil Hartman's family. Phil Hartman was in this movie. I don't see how this was a bad movie. Like,
yeah, I don't know. If you just tell me the names, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, and Phil Hartman, like I feel like I know what type of movie I'm tuning in for. Like,
yeah. Like, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's not a comedy. It's not a comedy. It's a comedy, but it's not an action movie. I'm sorry. That's right. What it is. It's not an action movie. So I'm like, well, this should work. Like, nobody said Arnold's a comedian, but at the same time, he can, as cheesy as his one-liners is, he is the king of one-liners. This man will make a one-liner in any film. It don't matter.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people where like maybe English wasn't your first language are good for some one-liners, and they hit a little extra hard.
Yeah. I'm for that. This was actually on last night. My mother was. I actually heard her watching it, and I still didn't have the gall to get up to watch it. And it was Deck the Halls, starring Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. Yeah. Danny DeVito, Matthew Broderick, who's his wife? I can't put who played his wife. Kristen Davis from Sex and the City fame. They moved to a town, and Danny DeVito was like, how they always competing for the best light show for Christmas and everything. It was one of those type of films. And obviously Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick are butting heads, and they trying to top. Becomes a pissing contest. That's what it is. It becomes a pissing contest.
Yeah.
Critics rated it 6%.
6.
That's low. And fans rated it 30. Damn. There's worse ones on this list, but damn, that's all I can say. Is like, damn, that's kind of bad. That's not really, yeah. Before we go on, I know you had a few yourself, and I know you've watched. I know you mentioned any versions of the Christmas Carol, of A Christmas Carol.
Oh God, yes. A bit of background for the audience. So my family has this lightweight tradition of everyone. I guess you do your 24 days leading up to Christmas, whatever it is. My family has somehow found, I feel like, every single iteration of A Christmas Carol, the Scrooge story, and just watch them ad nauseum until the day, the big day. And we don't need to do this story anymore. There's no fresh idea I feel like can be added to it. I feel like
Except there is one. It's a slight twist.
What is the twist?
And that's Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. It's a slight twist, because I think that was on Apple TV. Yeah, that's on Apple TV. So it's a slight twist, and I'm like, okay. It has the base of A Christmas Carol.
Is it therefore worth watching then?
To see Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds tap dance and sing, why the hell not?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because if I find the person that tells my family about this new iteration, there's just another body in the heap. Like, I will find you and I will hurt you. I've seen A Christmas Carol. I feel like I've seen it gender swapped. I feel like I've seen a Western of A Christmas Carol.
They did one with Cicely Tyson, where she was the Scrooge character, and I'm Cicely Tyson. Rest in peace. But Cicely Tyson, like a moniker in Black cinema. Yeah.
I just, I feel like her energies and her efforts could have been better used elsewhere. Like, we don't need to keep I promise you. Like, whoever invented the nostalgia baiting of today and keep just redigging everything from our childhood, they started with A Christmas Carol. I promise you. Someone in Hollywood is getting some blood money for keeping this boat alive. I don't understand why we need a new one.
I can just imagine them sitting in a room talking. We need to come up with a new idea, a fresh take on what? A Christmas Carol. It's been done. And it was like, yeah, but we got a different way of doing it. Like, and really, I've only seen 2 that have put us a different spin on it. One of them is Scrooged, and the other one is right now Spirited. I've seen other versions where I'm just like, it's kind of like it's the same story. You got Patrick Stewart played Scrooge at one time. So it's always the same story one way. Scrooged does a really good job of giving you a more updated at that time spin on a Christmas Carol, and it worked, and it still works. It's actually a classic. It still works. It's just fun.
Oh, also the animated one starring Jim Carrey.
That's weird.
Why?
I
Not
don't.
that Jim Carrey is bad in the role. It's more so like they definitely targeted that towards kids. This is not a kid's story. It's really not. Someone's
No,
being
you boil that
haunted.
story down, especially when it gets to the Ghost of Christmas Future. You're just like, yo, wait a minute. Like first you got the Ghost of Christmas Past, and there's always something sad there, and then the Ghost of Christmas Present is just like you showing Tiny Tim and his daddy, and they all poor eating quail, trying to split it up against 7 kids. You know, and like, and then the future is like this dude's dealing with his death. It's not really considered children.
And there's a scene in that one specifically when he's visited by Marley, and Marley like sneezes, and because he's a ghost and dead or whatever, his jaw just comes undone, and so now he's like, I was like, that's terrifying. That's scary. This is not for children.
There's been some pretty bad versions of A Christmas Carol, and like I said, I'm not like your family where I've seen every version. I don't want to say the original. I think I've seen the one with Patrick Stewart. I've seen the Mickey Christmas Carol. I've seen the Muppets Christmas Carol. I've seen
That's a good one.
And that Muppets Christmas Carol is good because it's the Muppets. Who hates the Muppets? You know, so that's always fun, you know, because it's more or less we're trying to tell this story and there's hijinks going on. So that's just kind of like their MO. Like we're going to tell the story, but there's some stuff going on. Scrooge is a good one. Spirited is not on a high list, but it's different, you know, in the way it's being told. But every other version, like that version with Jim Carrey, and no slight to Jim Carrey, but I think it was one of them things where they were just learning the CGI. CGI was really starting to pop around that time, and like we're gonna do this new animated look, and I don't know. But you're telling the same story. You're telling the same story.
Yeah, there's definitely. I feel like there's secretly just like someone that owns this IP, and like they've manipulated the market to like every 6 to 7 years. Let's just make a new one and a new one. They're just collecting all this money from doing nothing but telling the same story over and over.
It's crazy, and I don't know how they do it, but they still manage to like every year, we're going to tell the same story about the same people, about the same thing. And you're just like, but how? How can you, how? So it's just, I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't know. Do I necessarily need to see it? No. I'll watch Scrooge and be fine. I can literally watch Scrooge and be okay. I'm like, I've had my ton. Because Scrooge is funny. Scrooge is funny. Just because of the stuff that goes on. Scrooge is funny. You know, here's some bad ones.
Okay.
So there was a time where at the time it was called WWF.
Correct. I remember those days.
Yes. And Hulk Hogan was the premier wrestler at said time, or at least one of the premier wrestlers, but he was like the top one at said time. This one, he's made all these really straight to VHS movies, like money cash grabs because kids will watch it, and that was Santa with Muscles. That's what it's called.
No, that's it's not the name of a movie.
Yeah, 1996.
That's dumb. I can't.
So, according to Paste magazine, if one were to glance at the cover of Santa with Muscles, they'd walk away with a pretty clear idea what to expect. Hulk Hogan is a kindly Santa who's going to protect Christmas with his 24-inch pythons. But you will be so wrong, because the reality that's really only scratching the surface of the weapons grade weirdness in this movie. Hogan plays an evil millionaire who becomes Santa after falling down a garbage chute and receiving what is clearly severe brain damage. Ed Begley Jr. is a second evil millionaire and hypochondriac inventor wielding a quirky mini boss squad with superpowers that range from electric hands to proficient in the use of stink gas to has a stethoscope. His objective is glowing purple crystals found in a Parisian-like catacombs under. It's just weird. It just got weirder the more I tried to read it. Oh my God. Batshit crazy is exactly the word I would use for it. That is crazy.
That doesn't happen in one movie. Like what?
That is a lot. Damn.
And it's just called Santa with Muscles.
Santa with muscles. You know, they're bad.
The guy that names stuff must have been in the can at the moment.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. Then we have A Christmas Story 2, the famous Ralphie family that they show every year, which this one I've never seen. I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, the new one?
No, not this new one. This was another one starring Bruce Dern from Home Alone. Yeah, this one was in 2012. Yeah. This was a straight to DVD sequel. Okay. This is why I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I got nothing. What?
Yeah. I'm sorry, not Bruce Stern. Daniel Stern takes on the role as the old man, as Ralphie's father. Ralphie now being 16 and wanting a car for Christmas. His parents are both younger than they were in the first film, while Randy is roughly the same age. So it seems like they just were. Sounds like a cash grab.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just pretty bad. These are Jingle All the Way 2. I heard of it, had no desire to watch it.
I'm sorry. What? That doesn't sound like something that exists.
Yeah, I have no.
In that movie,
Larry the Cable Guy.
Nope, never mind. Just enough
Larry
said right there.
Yeah, Larry the Cable Guy, and that pretty much puts the nail on that one. There have been other notable garbage films. Now, this one, it depends on what side of the fence you're on. Everybody loves Michael Keaton. This is one of those feel-good Christmas movies.
Okay.
You know, considering what goes on. Michael Keaton plays a musician. He's going out of town, gets into an accident. His son is trying to cope with said death, and he wishes that his father could still be there for him. That movie is Jack Frost.
That is the plot of that. Also another secretly terrifying film.
Yeah. That because he just wishes for his father to be there, and his father comes back in the form of snowman, of course. And they have hijinks and fun, and he's reconnecting with his father, but obviously his father has to go away. But it is a feel-good movie. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
I've seen worse. When I say I've seen worse, I mean the other Jack Frost, the horror version. This one, if you're lucky, can catch it on Sci-Fi Channel. They're probably getting ready to show it right now.
He's chilling and killing.
He's chilling and killing.
It's just. And why'd they give him a unibrow?
There's so much this. It's so bad that they made a sequel. You know how they do.
No,
they made a sequel. They made a sequel of this thing. These are absolutely horrible films. I told you they were bad. They were bad.
I can't take. You can be defeated by a pot of hot water. Like how? What's this?
It's kind of it. It's kind of it. So now the sequel to Jack Frost is Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. The fact that you throw the word mutant around makes me feel bad. Coming from a fan of X-Men, you just kind of throw the name around.
Threw it in for a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, a little razzle dazzle. So, let's see what this one's about. Jack Frost is reborn thanks to a spilled cup. Oh God. Jack Frost is reborn thanks to a spilled cup of coffee with new powers, including the ability to split into a pack of carnivorous snowball children. Good Lord. Low budget. The film is anything but sincere, still attempts to be funny and scary at the same time, looking like a high school film project.
Wow, damn.
I don't even know how to process that.
So a spilled cup of coffee somehow brings a snowman to life, and he also has new powers, which he can make snowball children.
Yeah, so because the snowman was recreated in part with the hero's DNA, he shares various traits with him, including a banana allergy, which means the killer mutant snowman's only weakness is bananas. And scene.
Every time I read something like this, I'm like, my screenplay gotta pop. I'm just I can words good.
That's what you like. You're gonna love this. How do you know? Because you guys sold Jack Frost 2, The Mutant Killer Snowman Returns. That's how I know. You gotta hit this one. You got to. For Christ's sake, you made Winnie the Pooh a killer. And the Grinch. There's one there.
Curiosity, I want to see that Winnie the Pooh one.
Yes. You and me both. Because then they have another one called The Mean One.
I saw that trailer too.
I did too. That one, all I could say is, damn, really?
I feel like the story of the Grinch lends itself to being a potential horror movie. You got some like shut in up in the mountain that no one trusts or likes, and he just dips down in town one night and does like nasty stuff while everyone sleep. Like, yeah, that's the same story. You just replace like theft with murder, and there you go.
Let me see if I can actually find this one, because it
one.
Oh my God, this is we'll try this. Good Lord, I can't believe you see what I go through for you people. We're gonna try this one. Here's The Mean One, the official trailer for the Grinch horror parody. That I can't believe they got this one off. I really can't believe they got this one off. It's amazing to me. But here we are.
Remember that story about Cindy you-know-who? When her Christmas was stolen, she knew what to do.
Why, Santa Claus? Why?
But what if I said that's not how it went down?
You gonna be okay? Because we can turn around right now.
No, poor girl. Her mother was killed in a mine sting.
Did you ever find the Christmas killer?
Never got a reliable description of the man.
Dad! He is out there! What if the Christmas killer is back?
This town cannot go through another Christmas killer thing. Not again.
Us folks down in Newville, we like Christmas a lot. But that thing that lives just north of Newville does not.
What is it?
The mean one. He's slippery, he's elusive. He's a mean one, that mister.
I'm not going to be a victim anymore. Time to roast this beast.
You're a dead one, mister.
I get just watching that, I get the insane feeling that there's times when they're getting ready to say the Grinch that they cut it.
Every
And
time.
I'm like, y'all did that because y'all don't want to get sued. You changed the name of town from Whoville to Newville. It's like,
and Cindy, you know who.
yeah, right. You know, you just enough where you don't have to worry about it and it don't hurt. So
her shotgun was also candy cane color. Why?
The things I'm not gonna lie, I do want to see that out of just morbid curiosity, just pure morbid curiosity for that one. The same with this Winnie the Pooh one, this Blood and Honey. Oh my God, what is happening to our childhood?
I was like, the second this drink hit what's it called, public domain, and this is what we come up with.
Yeah. Once it's got to be the same guys that came up with Santa with muscles. It's probably his son at this point. It's just like, I got this great idea. What is it? We're gonna do Scrooged, but we're gonna do the Grinch, and we're gonna have like Freddy Krueger involved. I'm like, what? Like, are you on something right now, my guy? It was like, can't put all these things together. We can watch it. That's why when you say your screenplay, yeah. At this point in the game, if audiences are going to eat that up, the screenplay should be a breeze.
Right.
There's not a market for that. Trust me. You already got two people here who want to see the mean one in Blood and Honey. There's a market for everybody. This you're talking to somebody who used to watch The Toxic Avenger.
Wow.
I used to watch trauma films religiously because Sergeant Kabuki Man, Class in Nukem High.
Like on purpose, you watch
on purpose. Thank you, USA Up All Night. They used to show these things. I'm gonna watch USA Up All Night. They got these crazy movies on it. So on Friday nights, and then they would show Up All Night on Fridays. They would show all these like the Class of Nukem High, Sergeant Kabuki Man, and all these other ones, the craziest ones. And then on Saturday afternoons, they would show all the Toxic Avenger movies. They just kept going with those. They made a cartoon. And action figures. Oh God.
Time, I guess.
And we ate it up. So I know there's a market. Now this one here, I had to save this one for last.
Okay.
I had to say this one for last. Because one, it's a Blerd show. At some point throughout the show, DC Comics is going to show up, Marvel Comics is going to show up, Star Wars, maybe even Star Trek, whatever. Stuff that, nerds like us like.
Of course.
It wouldn't be fair if I didn't mention the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Just look at that. Just look at it.
Now, what I'm going to do, because they actually have the whole thing, you can watch it on YouTube, the entire thing. This was done in 1978. So this was literally a year after the very first Star Wars premiered. Now, let me tell you, Han Solo is trying to get Chewbacca back to his home planet for their celebration of Christmas, which is called Life Day. And we get introduced to Chewbacca's family, including his son, Lumpy. Only a face a mother could love.
Lumpy looks like Sonic.
Now, this is where it gets crazy. This is a film that stars the entire cast of Star Wars. Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill. They're in this. B. Arthur, Diane Carroll. This by any means should have been. You have a stacked cast. Harvey Korman, you have a stacked cast. It shouldn't have failed.
What if this is where Harrison Ford started hating Star Wars since they made him do this?
He's like, just kill me, Luke. Let the kid kill me. So I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna have the sound off. And we're just gonna talk about some of just the wild stuff that's sitting here. So this is, and if you're out there watching, you can check it out and you can and watch it with us, and because and shout out to Carolyn John's comic shop out here in the west side of Cleveland, Cam's Corners. They tend to have this playing in the background. It's not on, like the sound's not on, it's just playing on the screen because you have a lot of Christmas themed, nerd themed things going on the show. So on their screens. So they just play this in the background and people just standing around, having fun and talking about it. So you would never have thought that they got away with this. Like they were by no means on screen. This should not have worked. After the fame of Star Wars, this should not have bombed, but it did.
And a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. It has all the makings of what you have. They have Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Harvey Korman, B. Arthur, Diane Carroll, who's really, really hot at that time. They even had a cartoon dedicated to Boba Fett, an adventure that Boba Fett goes on. The world's most known bounty hunter. And yet
they shot this with soap opera cameras or something.
You know what? I think they did. Because when you start seeing like certain scenes, like look at this family.
Oh, ugh.
Look at that. Somewhere George Lucas was like, no, you can't use my suits. Facsimiles, but you can't get my suits. He was like, you can't use the movie stuff. Look, B. Arthur's in this thing. Who doesn't like B. Arthur? But who's that? Art Carney. Diane Carroll. This had music in it. There was musical numbers in this thing. Jefferson Starship is in this thing.
Probably just because their name had Starship in it.
Yeah. It was like, let's get a good band. Who's hot at this time? Jefferson Starship. And it works because we're in space. This is so bad. I'll make General Motors. Look at that. This has all the makings of what should be a really good show. And good Lord,
George Lucas should go back and play with CGI on this.
Yeah. He's probably looking like, I don't even think I can remaster that. Like, oh, George, that's gonna stop you? Like, it's like they have all these weird little pieces in this thing, and there's the commercial. So, we can do it right now. Okay. Yeah. But like musical numbers and stuff that's going on. You obviously had the budget because you have the entire cast, except for Billy D. Williams. He was probably like, no.
He's cool for this.
Yeah, like you're not pulling me in on this.
What is wrong with his hair? Am I making it up? Like that's not how his hair is.
It's like it's coiffed.
Yeah, he don't look rebel-y enough.
Yeah, it's he doesn't look rebel-y enough. It was like they got facsimile flight uniforms and stuff like that. They bought the stuff from Kmart,
It's the great value version of his uniform.
Like, I mean, some of this stuff at that time, some of these actors who are no longer with us, obviously.
Went to Supercuts.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm like, there's stuff in here. You're just like, why is this? It's like a vignette. You get a whole musical number from Diane Carroll. I don't know. The 70s, man. It's like even the daggone Empire decides they want to show up. I don't know. I don't get it.
That definitely Spaceballs. Like
It's Spaceballs written all over that. It is. It's Spaceballs written all over that thing. Oh my god, it's bad. Enough of that. Because I'll probably end up seeing that next weekend when I go to the Christmas party at Carolyn John's. Like I said, when people ask and talk about Star Wars and they nitpick, I said, look, I was born around that time. I was born like 2 years after this. So I was born when this thing came on. I was like 2 years old at that time. I didn't see this until I became a man. and most likely for a good reason. There's a reason why you still see the Grinch Who Stole Christmas getting played every year, and Charlie Brown's Christmas getting played every year, and Rudolph. There's a reason why you see those. You don't see this getting played, and for good reason.
Yeah, I think it's great. My grandfather, God rest his soul, he introduced me to Star Wars. I had no interest prior to. And he sat down and was like, I love these movies. Come here, watch it with me. And I was like, oh, this is actually pretty dope. You know, and all the time that we spent together, never quite mentioned the holiday special. Never seemed to get around to telling me about that.
Yeah.
Must have just slipped his mind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna we don't mention that one. We don't mention it. I've actually tried watching this before. And like with the sound and everything, and I'm just like, this was a couple years ago when I literally tried to watch this, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't need that kind of action in my life. I'm sorry. There's certain things, and you know, as a Blerd, there's certain things you want to say. Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll take that, and certain things we don't recognize. We just, you seen Star Wars? Yeah, seen Star Wars, seen all the movies, seen Andor and the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, and yeah. You know, the Ewoks cartoon, all of those. The Star Wars holiday special. It's like Fight Club and Bruno. We don't mention those.
Would you rather watch the Star Wars holiday special or Suicide Squad?
I'll take Suicide Squad for 100, Alex.
Good night.
At least it had some moments in Suicide Squad that I'm just like, I'm okay with that. Star Wars holiday special, I was just like, this should have worked and it didn't. This should have worked and it didn't. And you know, at some point, I don't know if Harrison Ford is in that special, like in the future of that episode, because it's like an hour and some change. But if he's not, I understand why. He's probably like, because at the beginning it starts off with them outrunning the Empire to get Chewie home to, you know, for Life Day. That's what they call it. That's their version of the holiday. They call it Life Day. But the Empire is chasing them. And he's like, you know what, Chewie, I'm gonna drop you off, say my highs and goodbyes to my niece and nephews or whoever, and your mama and daddy and granddad, and then I'm out because
let's see, that was Harrison Ford's one scene.
Yeah, like yeah. I'm getting ready to play
tell
this guy.
Tell them all to come
whip.
to the front of the hut, Chewie.
Yeah, come to the front of the hut.
I'm just gonna wave out the window and then put it in the hyperdrive.
These guys are still on my ass. I gotta lose them. I don't want to have them here with you. Oh my god, it's bad. There was definitely some Bad Christmas movies. I didn't mention all of them. We would have a part 2 this week, but I'm saving that episode for next Tuesday because next Tuesday is the 100th episode of Blerd's Eye View.
What?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's the wrong one. Yeah. It's always backwards today. Everything's backwards today. But yeah, next Tuesday is our 100th episode. I have no idea what we're doing because we play by every time I plan something, I play in by the seat of my pants. I can hear Candy B now. Plan, Christopher, plan. I'm like, yes, mistress, whatever. She'll kill me later. But yeah, that's what we're doing for next Tuesday. And then next Thursday, we actually have the owner and operator of Otaku Noir coming on to talk to us about his blind box reactions and the great, awesome boxes that they give out. I know their current box for December is sold out. I wish I knew what was all in it because I'm planning on being on this thing because it's Black owned. And they give out blerdy, nerdy content stuff by Black-owned creators, and it's dope. And I love what they're doing. We're bringing them on. We're going to talk to them about Otaku Noir. So tune in for that next Thursday. But you definitely want to tune in next Tuesday for the 100th episode. You know how we do. Show's been going on for almost 3 years. If you don't know now.
It's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get Apothecary Cure in the house. Yeah, we're gonna have a blast. But yeah, Will, before we get out of here, let's get that banner up. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes, sir.
Look at that, got it on the first shit.
Mayhem Media, MAYEHEM Media. That's anywhere you want to find me. That's the tag you're gonna look for. I'm on IG, Twitch, Twitter, while it's still here, Hive, the various things. If you're looking for me, this is where you can find me. I do movie reviews. I'm gonna be doing some skits coming up in the new year. And I just like to, I talk too much, but about movies and blerdy stuff and have a good time.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what it's going to be. Hello, everybody. It's your favorite man up north, the man on the wall, Chris Fury. How you doing? You can catch me here, IG on Blerd's Eye View. You go there, you get to the link tree. I haven't done this whole spiel in a long time like this. You go there, you get to the link tree. Link tree sends you all to all of the socials, including on Facebook, Blerd's Eye View. If you're watching, that's how you want to find it. I'm trying to talk to Zuckerberg about getting that other thing taken care of. You can also, if you get the Opulence Radio app by going to opulenceradio.com and download the app completely free, you can listen to Blerd's Eye View and past episodes every Tuesday and Thursday all day long, including my partner, DC, over at What the Shit. You play it all day long. You get a load of us. You can also check us out on Twitch right now. Blerd's Eye View 1 is the handle. And you can find me on Twitter as long as Twitter's hanging on. Let me talk about Twitter for a second. Since they're here for a second. Let me talk about them for a second. So I'm getting alerts all of a sudden. And if I'm not engaging with certain people, these alerts are always these NFTs in crypto. I don't know where these things are coming from. Elon Musk, the minute you started firing people, this stuff started seeping in. I blame this on you.
I feel like that's my one true regret with Twitter in its current iteration, is that when NFTs were first hitting, being a big thing, like I dipped my pinky toe, just the very edge tip of the pinky toe into the pond, and I feel like I tweeted like one tweet about NFTs. I have at least 12 messages from random, like, hey, you're gonna love this project. It's blind chimps with hoodies on. It's like, hey, check out this project. It's upside down walruses. Oh, you gotta check this. I'm like, yo, please. I'm
Everything that
sorry. I
everything that
regret
I've
everything.
tweeted, everything that I've tweeted on Twitter has nothing to do with NFTs. Nothing to do with it. How they keep getting in, I don't know. You're right. Rest in peace, Black Twitter. Like they have it. I know they're there. They just not as active. I don't know. Like, give me some hope. Give me some more juice. Something. Because, oh my God. Like, Black Twitter ain't been the same. Everybody's like either going to Mastodon, Hive, and they actually have an actual Black Twitter, but it's not popping right now. Yep, NFTs are the greatest scam since taxes. Gotta agree.
Yeah.
Gotta agree.
Wish
They show up on their Twitter is to NFTs as Instagram is to Forex traders. That's all I'm saying.
Yo.
That's all I'm saying.
As a lightweight content creator trying to get on, and like all of a sudden I have a new follow, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I check it out, and it's just like Karen at 4X. I'm like, oh, damn it, you're not
who I was looking for. I don't want to see you flashing money. I've seen there's people that I know, literally they've shown pictures of themselves doing these Forex trader things, pictures of them holding money, people that I know, personally know. And then like a couple weeks later, yo, man, I need you to help me out, man. I can't get into my account. I'm like, that money wasn't easy now, was it? Now I gave him 250. I got 2,500 back. How's your account looking? Dry.
Yeah, I was always confident that like whenever I jumped in on it is when it would dry up. It's like all the money looms and all that good stuff that was happening. Like you give them 400, and in 10 days you get back 4,000.
Yeah.
A word is like, yeah, I did it already. It's like, cool. I'm good. Like I just feel certain my 400 not gonna come back for some reason.
Right. I just don't feel confident about that. You know, it's gonna hit at the wrong time. You know, I don't know about that. And I watch these folks, and I'm like, ooh, it looked tempting. My pockets could use a little. Nah. I'm okay, fam. I don't need that money like that.
Yeah.
However, I am in the market for a sugar mama. So if you're a sugar mama out there and you're looking for a nice bearded man with a deep voice and wears glasses, bald, hit me up.
Wow. All right.
Oh, yeah, the Cash App scam. That's all they had, a bunch of Cash App scams. I'm like, hey, you can get this money. I'm like, you can't scam the scammers. There is one dude, I can't remember his name, but he does a great job of trolling the scammers. And what he'll do is he'll act like he's an old lady. Look, he said, yeah, sugar mamas, man, testify. Yeah, sugar mamas. I want the sugar mamas.
Oh, you talking about on YouTube?
I've seen him on YouTube. I've seen him on TikTok, but like he'll literally be on the phone with an actual scammer and act like he has like a voice changer and everything, and he'll just, they say if you click on this coupon, and he'll do something random, but he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
And it aggravates the people so bad, but it's funny because he's like, well, I can't really hear you. They're like, ma'am.
This is amazing.
He says, I don't mind being kept a boy to it. Let my wife tell her, she's like, as long as you ain't screwing them, I get the money. I'm like, yes, ma'am. My wife's pimping me out. 20 years of marriage. I guess we at that stage. I get pimped out now. I've shown my worth. Oh my God. So before we get out of here, remember to tune in next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. We are celebrating 100 episodes. We're gonna have a blast. You know how it does. It always runs off the rails, just how we like it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he said, yep, the guy's on YouTube. Yeah, he is. That guy's a genius. I gotta catch up to him. But yeah, tune in next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch handle Blerd's Eye View 1. Hit me up on Blerd's Eye View on IG, and you'll find all these great news stories that I'm sharing. I will have Furious Reacts and Reviews posted up really soon. I have like maybe 5 in the can. I plan on going to see Violent Night this week. I didn't go see it last week because I didn't do anything. But that looks amazing.
That looks like a good time for sure.
That looks better than Santa with muscles.
Not a high bar.
Not a high bar. Not a high bar. Oh man, but until then, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Have fun, celebrate your family, celebrate for us, support the channel, support the YouTube channel and the Facebook and the IGs and all the socials. And let's bring Black Twitter back. Let's do something about that. Until next time, we will see you later.